Alright, this tutorial's on the pressure pad. I don't use these very much or at all. Can be used for traps or whatever it may be. Anything that makes somebody walk across a surface that would trigger it. I know that you can put floor rugs or bear rugs or whatever you want on top of them and hide them. But I kind of look at that as if I'm going to use this for a trap base as kind of a clue as there's something you don't want to step on, especially if you fill a base full of a bunch of clutter and you're trying to get people to walk into it. They may see that bare rug on the ground and say, there might be a trigger under that, might be a trap base, I'm not going to walk into here. So I tend not to use pressure pads, but a couple of cool things about them. You don't need any electricity attached to it in order to trigger something. This is something they changed later, but I rigged up this counter to show pass through. If I step on it, it triggers that one just for a quick second and it's gone. Not even a second, maybe just enough time to trigger a generator or something the like. But I did also try something different with it in that you can bring power, and I brought 20 power over. Now it's going to use 19 power itself. I'm sorry, 19 power itself. It's going to use 1 power itself, so it only allows 19 to come through it if I step on it. But therefore, you get the initial trigger of 1 and then the pass through of 19. So you could use this for something that you wanted to power something big time. Like if you wanted to put 35 power through this and hook it up to a Tesla coil, you could maximum output electricity to a Tesla coil based on a pressure pad, but you would only be able to, well, I guess you could probably run a bunch of power into a splitter and then split off to multiple Tesla coils or something like that. But we could set this to, let's just set this to 200. I got easily that coming off the roof. I got 359 coming off the roof right now. So, I mean, you can put 200 through this thing like no problem. So, I mean, you could probably destroy someone's life pretty quick with Tesla coils. But, you know, in order to keep the power on, you have to be standing on it. So I think it's more likely that you'd use this as a trigger rather than something else. You know, if you trap somebody to drop into a 1x1 and this was in the center floor, and no matter where you stood or close to where you stood, you could trigger this. If you had 3 Tesla coils running 35 power each, you'd kill somebody in 1 second. So, I mean, yeah, you could, but likeliness, probably not. Anyway, that is the tutorial on the pressure pad.